The city of Marinette Mayor Steve Genesat with me this morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. Well, and your office has got all sorts of toys and trinkets in it. If somebody hasn't been in here, they've got to experience it.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
It's got about everything you can think about to keep you busy.
I know. It's to make people relax.
Feel welcome.
And feel welcome.
There you go.
And what is your favorite toy right now?
Well, I do like this Ebsch sketch. You don't see that very often. So,
that's old school.
Travel size, So.
I'll know where it's at if it escapes my office.
There you go.
There we go. But I'm interested in, and I'm sure maybe the viewers and our listeners might be interested in, the state of the city.
Well, we try to put out a statement each year. I hate reading big, long statements, but there is a lot going on. So we try to kind of memorialize that each year with what's been happening in the city, where we're going in the future. And so we did that this past week at the council meeting. And we're trying to get people up to date what's going on in the city.
Absolutely. So I thought, well, you did an awesome PowerPoint, but we're just going to kind of...
Good team of us put that together.
Yeah,
I can't take all credit by no means.
I was going to say this ain't your work.
Some of it, but
some
not,
of it.
I can't take credit.
But I was wondering if we could just go through some of the stuff that's been going on, like finance. Yeah, like finance. What's been going on with the finance?
Everyone wants to know how your budget's doing. We're trying to keep a strong budget, A1 rating again for Moody's. There's all the talk of it recently is about City Hall and Police Department moving. Well, we borrowed that money. The council decided that obviously the mayor brings ideas, but the council ultimately votes on what we're doing. And the decision was made last year, borrow $10 million. Some went for roads, and then the rest was going to go to relocate the police department. And then recently we confirmed the City Hall. Now we have a intended user for the City Hall. We've got to work on some parking. There's nobody wants to lose parking downtown.
Right.
So we're working through that right now in zoning, and then hopefully some grant funding will come for that developer, and we'll have a repurposed police department, which we've been struggling to get some extra room. And the City Hall, the cost of renovation is more than just putting a smaller addition on. So that's the plan at this point.
Okay. Well, that's going to be very interesting for downtown Marinette.
It'll be a change, which some people love, additional workforce, affordable housing, because we've got market rent, but we need affordable.
Exactly.
And some will, don't want any change in the downtown. But we do need to have something. We don't want a vacant building. And really the cost to renovate it was more expensive than actually, building a smaller addition on that armory.
Wow. And what about the city clerk? What do they do? I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to the city clerk.
we talk a lot about the other departments, and I try to bring out each department in the state of the city.
Yeah.
And the clerk is tasked with a lot of the elections, all the meetings, recording, running the meetings, and taking care of those things. But really the elections are the big thing for this year. So we've got this spring primary, spring election, and then we've got, of course, the fall elections as well. So Lana and her crew do a great job and keep us compliant, and it's busy time.
Oh, yeah. And then especially with all those machines.
Well, and you have to test in advance. There's only certain people that can have access to them for security purposes. There's mail-in voting. There's in-person voting going on right now. And then, of course, we'll have the next week, we'll actually have a primary election.
Right. So, oh, my goodness.
Not a lot on next week, but that it has to be done because there's candidates over the number, and we have to find out who's going to be on the actual running for April elections.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, busy. Talk about busy. You're working with Mead and Hunt on the development of a new pedestrian and bike path.
We are. Big priority for the city is outdoor recreation, bike and pedestrian friendly areas of the city. We have some areas that we use that aren't really part of an overall plan, so we're trying to bring in professionals to tell us what we need to do to bring in more bike and pedestrian friendly options in the city. And then it helps us once the plan is going to be presented here in the coming weeks we can determine where we want to spend those dollars in the future.
Yeah.
So if we need better bike trails, better walking trails, more amenities for people to recreate, they'll help us guide us that, and then hopefully future councils will put those monies to those projects.
That would be amazing.
Outdoor recreation is important for a lot of people.
It really is. It really is. And downtown, you guys have been doing amazing improvements to the downtown.
If you've been downtown before the renovation, the roads were shot. The whole downtown was in pretty rough shape. We want to have investment. The city can't buy buildings and start, we can buy buildings, but we want private investment as
right.
well. So our job was we had grant funding and we had some TID funding. So the taxpayers weren't paying the full bill to improve the sidewalks and the roadways. There was utilities. And then we try to put some amenities like a plaza, and hopefully we'll improve on that in the future as more funds come in. But the roads are, very much improved from what they were.
And can you explain, kind of in a way that people will understand, what is a TID?
Is a tax increment district.
Okay.
Typically, the city puts the taxes that are collected within that district, and then the added value that's added to that district, usually as part of a development, those can be used to incentivize development in that area and given back to help support a project.
Okay, and then speaking of TIDs, now that you've explained it,
yep.
You guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TIDs.
Well,
now?
we have more than that, but the active ones this year that we've been working with, each of those TIDs. The big one, the mall, is getting ready to close. We added some additional incentive there because the developer, the mall owner, wants to bring in another couple retailers. And recently, as of last week, he told us with the incentive that we've given them, we'll have another big box Hobby Lobbies coming.
Yay.
And as soon as they can get that space ready, they'll start renovation this summer.
Wonderful.
And they'll have, within the year, it'll be completely built up. But 50,000 square feet. So it's, if you look at the Shopko building, the old Shopko across the street, that's about 80,000. So it's about three-quarters the size. So a big development. And then there's also some incentive for the Joann's Fabrics that went out of business to help get some interest there. So we've got a couple ideas, but we're not ready for those to be discussed at this point.
Oh, my goodness.
So hopefully more retail. Everyone wants more retail.
Yeah, definitely. Retail and restaurants.
Retail and restaurants, right.
Yeah. And then you have other developments that, like the former Bay Area site.
Well, that's on full speed ahead. And they had a little slow start, but that will be additional housing and single-family apartments and single-family homes.
Okay.
We finished up the other apartments by the jail and between the hospital, 108 units there. KKI warehouse, multi-million-dollar project behind the mall that was finished up, and then of course we continue to work with the hotels next to the mall there,
right.
the Holiday Inn Express, and some of those TIDs.
That's awesome.
Fleet Farm property, the former Fleet Farm, we're still looking for some traction on that, so hopefully soon.
And housing is going.
Well, we talked about that. We've got all ends of the spectrum we need, and hopefully with more supply it brings prices down. Obviously market rent, people are paying a lot of money for houses, and they're paying a lot for rent. So we hope as we get more stock, the prices will start to stabilize, come down. And the downtown project working is going to be workforce housing, which basically is some form of subsidized housing so people can afford it, where they can't maybe afford full market rent.
Right.
Hopefully they can get a fair rate on that project. Hopefully if we can get this, will be another 60 units downtown.
Oh, wow. That would be wonderful. Plus, on University, there's what?
108 units. And then next to the former hospital, that has 172 units plus another 24 single family.
And that's coming along really.
Coming along. It's a little cold to be out there building right now.
I know. I drive by them every day, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, a hardy crew out there. I can tell you that.
Yes. And then street improvements. My goodness, you guys have been doing a lot.
Well, the city gets hammered a lot, and we need more money for roads, more money. We put $1 million in roads. The utility puts another $1 million. There's $2 million. We have grant funding downtown. We used some grant funding and TIFs for that. So that was a $3 million project for two city blocks. It's not cheap. To spend $1 million on roads is not a lot. University Avenue, we're about 1.6. million just for that little stretch.
Yeah.
To go to the UW to the corner up to Short Drive. So it's not cheap, but we've been trying to prioritize those and then work with the utility when they have infrastructure needed and prioritize those. And then we're doing some alleys. Those are all the big projects that people will say, when are you going to fix my alley? So we're trying to get more and more money put towards those as well.
And then I like that you actually talk about your departments as well.
Well, you know, it's never one person. It's a whole team of people, and we've got great departments between the police department and the fire department, the water utility, the rec center, the public works, the clerk. There's a whole gamut of people working behind the scenes. And, you know, they like to always say the mayor, but it's not the mayor. It's all the people that work for the city. But, yes, the police department, fire department are working really hard. Rec has been on fire. We've inked 21,000 walkers on our track.
Wow.
Our kids after school program is just zooming. We put on close to a $450,000 splash pad this summer. We hope to have more recreation there. We talked a little about the clerk. Certainly the water and sewer department. It's not as glamorous, but if you don't have water and you don't improve your infrastructure, you know, that's important in the city.
Exactly.
And that department's been working hard on things as well.
Oh my gosh. Plus, this past summer, you guys put on a concert.
We are trying to push more concerts. I mean, we've got Charlie Barron's coming this year.
Yeah.
We've got a couple big names, the Queen and Chicago, back to some summer concerts at the Logging Heritage Fest, the Eagles tribute, and then some more hopefully coming. But yes, we're trying to grow, that marketing for the city, getting people to come in the city, you know, not only just the hockey events and baseball, but it's all the other things that people, you know, fishing tournaments like Cabela's. We've got the American Boaters Association's coming back to the river next year again. So race the river, run the river. So we're trying to bring in different events.
Yeah, and the nice thing is they're all reduced rates or free.
They are. I mean, we're not a Green Bay market. We've got to be affordable. We try to do a lot of free events. So family-friendly, Logging Heritage Fest, it's all free.
All free.
You know, except for the food. But we try to do a lot of kid-friendly things. We get concerts, and different things that are in the actual festival that are free and, good for the community.
Absolutely. I love it. I mean, can't say there's nothing to do in the city of Marinette.
No, I mean, you're always going to have somebody say, what are you going to do? But you got to look, too.
Yeah, you do.
You know, we're trying new things. And, we always welcome people. Tell us what you want, just like having concerts. I've got all ends of the spectrum between country and rock and you name it, jazz. So if you've got ideas, bring it to our marketing team. And they're happy to listen to what the public wants.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks, Mayor.
Glad to be here. Glad to give you some updates, and always glad to get people to give us input too.
Definitely. Well, I'm happy to have you on the show and State of the City of 2026 and good information.
Thanks. Glad to provide it.
All right. Well, everybody.